And now get ready for your ears to bleed.
And this, people keep trying to buy the election.
Yeah.
Billionaire Elon Musk has gone all in for you know who, and now he's giving out $1 million a day to people who sign his super PAC's petition.
What?
Now, I thought that was against the law.
Because you're an idiot.
They've found some new loop stuff that allowed this to go. I thought you couldn't do this. What's happening?
Well, I think that's what you do when you have no plan for the public.
I'm sorry, I'm going to let it play out, and then I'm going to rage.
You have no economic plan that's going to benefit the middle class, when you have no plan to protect reproductive rights, when you have no plan to address climate change and produce American energy, you go to these type of tactics. It's all about distraction.
There's a concept of a plan.
Yeah.
Aren't these tactics against the law, though? Aren't you?
Well, I'll let the lawyers decide, but it sure, look, I think
Giving water away to voters and lawyers against the law.
Isn't this the same thing?
No, because they're signing a petition, so you're technically not buying the vote. Frankly, there's nothing that can stop people from signing the petition, getting the $1 million, and then voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
Oh, looky who just. Oh,
do that.
Look, Ana Navarro actually said something smart, and Tim Walz is like, "Holy crap! I'm so dumb. Even I didn't think of that." Tim, when you're on The View and you're not the smartest one, you've had a bad day, sir.
Make sure you're not putting yourself in a trick bag where they say, oh, by the way, you didn't read this little tiny print. Don't sign jack until you know what you're signing and how it's going to affect you.
Yeah.
It's absolutely the dumbest, most inane chatter on the face of the earth. But I want to go back here, just highlight something. Right here. There you go. That's the face of someone who could be president one day, right? Tim Walz would be lucky if he hosts The View after his political career. Hopefully I guess it's not going to be put to an end even if he loses, because he'll still be a governor of Minnesota. My goodness, what a buffoon. What is it called? It's a cackle of buffoons. Oh God, look at that. There you go. I wouldn't buy a used car from that man. So here's the bottom line, people. Ana Navarro actually got it right. It's not buying a vote. I thought maybe it could potentially run afoul of lottery laws or sweepstake laws. But the bottom line is these are a bunch of buffoons of the highest order, and worse than being buffoons. Now they want to talk about buying elections? Do these idiots not know about Zuckbucks? I think they probably don't. Do these idiots not know about George Soros funding PACs, super PACs, political action committees? Do these idiots not know about Act Blue? I guarantee you they don't know about Act Blue. Act Blue, not arguably, but I say arguably, engaging in widespread money laundering and election fraud. A bunch of outright hypocrites. James O'Keefe did an amazing expose, I think not once but twice, about how Act Blue basically processes microtransactions in the name of people who apparently don't make those donations themselves. And they're below certain thresholds where they don't have to be disclosed. And you can launder millions and millions of dollars through what is actual dark money, in that it comes from people who don't know that they're giving it, from people who are undisclosed donors. Now, though, what did she say here? What did she say? Oh, God, it's amazing. Now they want to talk about it being illegal to buy elections, which shows you exactly what they've been doing.
And this, people keep trying to buy the election.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, they do. They do. And thy name be George Soros, Zuckerberg, who's buying it through censorship. They keep trying to buy the election. There's nothing illegal about what Elon is doing, to the point where you got the Governor Josh Shapiro. He'll find the crime. The whole point is it's a stupid question. It's laughable. Is it illegal? It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't need to be illegal for you to be convicted of it. That we've seen via the Trump persecutions. And because it's illegal doesn't mean you're going to get convicted for it. That we've seen through the Michael Sussman, DC lawyer who charged the Hillary Clinton campaign when he met with the FBI to give them the bogus Steele dossier, then lied about it. Oh, the Steele dossier that was financed by the Clinton campaign and the DNC, the payment for which was disguised, and they were just slapped on the wrist with a little bit of a penalty. Donald Trump, for something that was paid not from campaign funds, gets convicted on 34 counts. 34 felony charges convicted. It doesn't need to be illegal for you to get convicted, and just because it's illegal doesn't mean you will get. So they're dumping on Elon because they think they allege you don't have to do it for them to allege that you're doing it. They're alleging that he's buying election, that he's breaking the law, yada yada yada. We will not belabor the point of people are saying he's paying $40 to register people to vote. He wasn't even doing that. It's a very, I won't say deceitful. It's an interesting workaround. A loophole. It's not a loophole because he's not paying anybody to sign anything related to an election. It's a pledge. It's a petition to support First Amendment and Second Amendment rights. Why is it safe to say that you might have a political orientation of people who would sign a pledge to protect First and Second Amendment rights? Because by and large, they seem to be conservative, right-wing Republicans, libertarians, not tyrannical Democrats. And so they know what's baked into the equation by saying this is politically motivated. He's paying Republicans. Dumbasses. All you have to do is pledge to support First Amendment rights and Second Amendment rights, which you won't do, Democrats, because you are a bunch of filthy tyrants. And you want to rule with an iron fist or burn down the house, piss on the ashes, so you can rule over your piss-covered ashes. So he's not doing anything illegal. He's not buying votes. He's not buying registration. He is offering money for people to sign up a petition to pledge allegiance to support the First and Second Amendment. And he's offering $1 million a day to anybody who does that from now till election day. Pretty good. What else are they accusing Elon Musk of? You'll notice the talking point of the day. There's a long video that I'm not going to play of Der Spiegel or Spiegel. It's a German outlet. They are now comparing Elon Musk to Hitler. If I were going to make that argument and I could steelman that argument, I would go maybe along the lines of the eugenics argument with what he wants to talk about doing with, the chips in the humans to make them superhumans. Okay, maybe you could go with an argument that that's some form of eugenics. But by and large, the people comparing Elon to Hitler, but by and large, they're the ones who are much closer to Hitler than anybody else in policy and in practice. They call Trump Hitler and they call Elon Musk Hitler. And oddly enough, if you look up to blackface Hitler up in Canada, Justin Trudeau, he is implementing actual policy that is much more in line with Hitler policies than anything Trump or Elon have ever espoused. You're not quoting me, people, because I'm an extremist, right? I'm a nutcase, far-right extremist using hyperbolic rhetoric. No, this is an article in Forbes. It's a while back, but I'll never forget this article. Canada's new euthanasia laws carry upsetting Nazi-era echoes. Well, they're accusing Elon Musk of being a Hitler because... I don't know. He supports free speech. He supports Donald Trump, so he's Hitler adjacent. But they are making the claim that Elon Musk laughed, joked about the of Kamala Harris. The theme of hypocrisy will run rampant today. Melody Dadigo tweets out, "Hear me out. Maybe the guy who repeatedly jokes about assassinating the vice president shouldn't have national security clearance and be receiving over $15 billion in government contracts. The power lies in the accusation." What's baked into this affirmation? Not only did Elon Musk joke about an assassination, which he didn't, that he repeatedly did it. And maybe the guy who repeatedly jokes about assassinating the vice president shouldn't have national security. All right, and then we got who's she quoting? Oh, she's quoting the Rolling Stone, who have been behind such defamatory lies that have ruined lives as the Duke lacrosse story, among others. Rolling Stone is not fit to wipe my butt if it were actual print. It's not fit to wipe a picture, a digital picture of my butt if it's on digital print. They are scumbags and liars of the highest order. What does it say about someone when they quote scumbags and liars to come to fallacious, dishonest, disingenuous conclusions that they reaffirm as a matter of fact in order to demonize somebody in a way that could have real world repercussions? If you want to talk about words online having real world repercussions, accusing someone of having repeatedly joked about ending the life of a political candidate can have real world consequences. Rolling Stone. Elon Musk jokes in a church about someone killing Kamala Harris. Assassinating a puppet is pointless, the Trump-backed billionaire said in a Saturday church appearance. Before anybody has any obligation to hear you out, you have an obligation to actually listen to what Musk said. Did you listen to what Elon Musk said? Based on your ignorant tweets? I don't think you heard. Maybe she might have listened but didn't hear what he said. And if you did hear it, you still tweeted that, you are a liar. It's what he said in front of the church. I couldn't find the actual clip, and it's irrelevant because it's an iteration of what he said on Tucker Carlson, which I'm sure all of us have seen. If you haven't seen it, it's a great interview of Elon on Tucker. It's a minute and a half. Let's listen to this so that people can fully appreciate what he said. I left the last section in because it was a fantastic assessment of Trump's mental state to, be up and about without any visible psychological trauma after nearly being murdered. You want to talk about actual assassination attempts, nearly having his head blown off on live television in 4K at 8,000 frames per second. Listen to this.
Well, the Kamala puppet, I call it, the machine that the Kamala puppet represents.
Yeah, she's irrelevant. I mean, she's not even.
No. I made a joke which I realized I deleted, which is like nobody's even bothering to try to kill Kamala because it's pointless. What do you achieve? Nothing.
No, it's totally
Just find
right.
another puppet.
Exactly.
Now here, let's pause it there. Is that a joke about harming someone, or is that a joke actually about not harming somebody? And I'm not trying to be like the lawyer wordsmith of the devil here. I don't think anybody can listen to this. And although Elon uses the term joke, the joke here is not about ending someone's life. It's about the pointlessness of it, which is not a call to it. It's actually an affirmation that I won't even say it's an affirmation of to not do it because, people on the right don't need to hear, don't kill your political rivals. Apparently people on the left need to actually hear that and understand it. It's not a joke about the harm. It's a joke about the insanity as to the pointlessness of it, which is actually quite the opposite. But everybody watching has half a brain. It's above average and already knew that.
That's
It's no point in
it's deep and true, though.
Nobody's trying to kill Joe Biden.
It's
It would be
bless you.
pointless.
Totally. You actually put that up?
I like
Yeah, no,
Tucker.
some people interpreted it as though I was calling for people to
Tucker's like, you actually put that up? Dude, don't you understand how social media works? I mean, you own one of the largest social media companies on earth, and yet you still don't know how that works. If you say something quoting someone in order to say that they're wrong, they'll snip that, and then they'll just make a meme that it's you saying it.
assassinator. But I was like, nobody even, I was like, doesn't it seem strange that no one's even bothered to try?
He's
not
got a
worth
good
it.
laugh.
I mean, there's an endless supply.
Yeah, like nobody would. It's absurd.
It
Like,
could be anybody.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna try to. Nobody tries to assassinate a puppet.
Of course not.
It is a very interesting thing that he just says right there. And Barnes has talked about it a lot during the Sunday shows, and it's kind of an astute observation. Everybody who's already come to this realization, say this is not a cliche, but an oldie. They only try to kill the revolutionaries. They only try to kill the people who are actually, the populist revolutionaries who are actually changing the world. Nobody goes to. I mean, maybe in some realm of the universe, competitors, try to kill each other. So I don't know if somebody really wanted to be president, like LBJ, and somebody was really standing in his way, like JFK. So that maybe there, but even then, JFK was a revolutionary, a populist revolutionary. If I unless I've misunderstood history. Let's finish.
Yeah,
this.
marionette. It's just like,
It's hilarious.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's also,
What? She's safe. Like, I like to try to kill Trump twice with actual guns and bullets.
Oh yeah.
He shot in the air right in fucking Butler where I was, and
He doesn't seem rattled. It's weird.
the composition of an
Doesn't he
ox.
it doesn't seem what?
Rattled.
He's the constitution of an ox.
He's got the constitution of an ox. It's so that's what Elon Musk said, and he's 1,000% right. Let me back that up a little bit. He's about 98% right. Nobody would have an interest in, like, there's no point in doing it. He obviously, from a sensible political perspective of people who respect the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, other people's constitutional rights, that's not how politics is done. That's how it's done when you are a frothing at the mouth, taking a selfie of your middle finger to the rest of people who didn't vote like you person. That's how you think. But he's wrong on one aspect of this. I talked about it with Alex Jones, and in the darkest of black pills in my mind, where the evil of humans cannot be overstated. The evil of some humans cannot be overstated. There is an entity that could have an interest in doing harm to Kamala, and that would be the deep state if they thought that could somehow allow them to steal this election. Seeing the way things are going right now, Kamala's unelectable. And if you're the deep state and you really don't want to lose this election, you have a potential interest in doing something absolutely atrocious so that you can then garner a sympathy vote. Blame it on far-right extremists who are acting out of reprisal for what was attempted on Trump twice. And then you can lock down elections. You can shut down voting booths. You can digitize it if you have to. In the name of security, you can run with a sympathy campaign and replace a wildly unpopular candidate with someone who might be more palatable, which is evil beyond words. What would be the point? What we've seen right now is it doesn't matter who is the candidate. It's fill in the blank so long as they play ball with the uniparty deep state apparatus.